Guilty Gear Strive is such a good game. Huh. Let me look at the game before to see what they improved to make this game so good. Huh. Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2. Huh. Came out 4 years before. They must have changed a lot in that time frame. Well, let's talk about that. First off, hi. This is a little thing for a school project, actually, where we have to make a new YouTube profile, and it's a little competition to see who can grow the most. So if you're new here, this will be used after the project is done. This will be my second channel, where I will upload analyses like this and maybe short gameplay things. So yeah, let's get enough of that. Let's get into the video. So Guilty Gear Strive. Like I've said, it's a great game. Loved it. Played it with my friends. Got them into Guilty Gear. And then there's Guilty Gear Xrd, the predecessor. Usually when things come out, their sequels are better. Unless it's a movie recently. Not any specific one, just a lot of movies. But yeah, so Guilty Gear Xrd came out before Guilty Gear Strive. What's the difference that made Guilty Gear Strive so good? This is not all positive. It could be negative. Who knows? Let's talk about comparing the gameplay feel. When I started to play Guilty Gear Strive, it was definitely my first traditional-esque fighting game that I played. And the controls, it showed. I wasn't very good. I would spam inputs, and of course I would get the game without the DLCs, and most of the characters felt really clunky. Until I started getting the DLC characters. Then, the characters felt much more smooth, and it seemed that they really improved after the release, which is very nice. However, going into Guilty Gear Xrd recently, I got that same feel that I got for DLC characters right at the start. I load up the game and moves just started connecting into each other. It was beautiful. It felt like maybe the progress that I made in Strive carried over. No, that's just how the game is. So, Guilty Gear Xrd, Rev 2, I'm just gonna keep saying Xrd, instantly much better feel. The combos are rewarding. The combos in Strive are nice, but they're not anything too And also, a mechanic that Guilty Gear Xrd has is the instant kill supers, which were taken out of Strive. They are not in Strive. Those supers all have the same input, which is very nice. I asked my friend who played it about an hour before me, what's the input for this? And he said one thing. I started playing a different character. I asked the same thing. He said the same thing. It's so nice to have such a big move be one input universally across characters. It's very nice. So yeah, the gameplay feel of Xrd, very nice, very beautiful. Strive, you need DLCs for it to be good. The base characters, very clunky. It feels like you do a move and then you stop. It's not very nice. The combos aren't as satisfying either. That might just be the characters that I played, but yeah. So the change from Xrd to Strive, already not good, because they went down and then went back up. That's not good. You want only improvement. Next up, controls. Now this might be the concept for this video. This might have been the thing that really clicked this video in my head. In Strive, there are many inputs. There's Roman cancel, there's faultless defense, there's burst. And I'm playing on Steam, I play on computer with a PlayStation 4 controller. I could bind every single input down to dash onto my controller. And so, of course, I used the dash input to dash because double tapping a direction is very difficult. When I got Xrd, I looked through the inputs and I could not bind anything to dash. I was very disappointed because my friend who also got Xrd, he doesn't play with a dash button in Strive, which is what we played for the longest time. He does everything with a joystick and traditional inputs. I do inputs with a D-pad and button control. So I press button. So yeah, that wasn't very nice. That wasn't very satisfying. It feels very clunky. I'm gonna use that word a lot because that is how Guilty Gear feels in general. Clunky. You can get used to it. You can adapt to it. You can whatever. It's clunky in general. It's clunky game series, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful clunk. Another thing with the inputs and me previously mentioning the D-pad is I unbinded up on the D-pad entirely. It's not there. Pressing up on the D-pad on my controller does nothing. And it's very nice because inputs require you to go across so let's say you go right, you go to the bottom, you go to the left, and then go to the right instantly. A kind of half circle. So unbinding up was very useful so that I don't accidentally jump and maybe miss a super. In Xrd, you cannot do that. Your up is always binded on the D-pad. You cannot unbind it. You cannot do anything with any specific inputs on the D-pad in Xrd. Very disappointing. I can't do a lot of supers. Luckily, the character that I really like, Aeon, he doesn't require it. He does not require that input entirely. The semicircle, the half circle, is not an input that I need to worry about. What next? Music! I didn't wrap up the other thing. Let me quickly do that. So yeah, the inputs, Strives definitely wins in this. 100%. Because you can bind everything. Beautiful. It's enjoyable, and it makes it so that you can play the game how you want to play the game. Xrd excludes that. It does not like that. It diminishes that. It does not like you playing the game how you want to play it. It wants you to play the game how it wants to be played. Not very nice. Now on to music. The music in Guilty Gear Strive is some of the best game original soundtracks I have ever heard. The composer, Daisuke Ishiwatari, is so good at making the idea for songs. And I say the idea because no, he does not make these songs. He makes the idea. It's like giving a script to a voice actor. You did not say the things, you just told them what to say. Now, Naoki Hashimoto, I think his name. He's the guy that sings them. He does great. He's very good. He makes really good songs. He makes them under flippin' Daisuke Ishiwatari. You guys were gone for 10 minutes. I need more than that. Thing that Guilty Gear Strive had that Xrd doesn't is that the person that made it, the developer, the composer, Daisuke Ishiwatari, he made a point that every character theme will have lyrics, which is not in the previous iterations of Guilty Gear, including Xrd. Xrd does not have lyrics in every character themes, only the important ones, like menu theme, and other, probably story-related things. However, with the glaze for the Guilty Gear Strive soundtrack, that was with me thinking that it was unique, because it would only be in Strive. However, upon hearing some themes in Xrd, I've realized that the Guilty Gear songs are just those songs with lyrics. That's it, that's the only addition. And a little bit of remixing. An example of this is Slayer's theme. Ups and Downs in Strive and Jack a Dandy in Xrd. There's a mashup on YouTube by a Pauga, which is just showing that they are one and the same song, just with lyrics added on. Another thing is Sin's theme, the Hourglass in Strive, and I don't know his theme's name in Xrd. Upon hearing it in Xrd, I realized this is familiar, and then I listened to the Hourglass. It is the same song, at least the start. I didn't listen to the rest of it because I do like lyrics in my songs. They bring a meaning to characters, and that's what Daisuke made. That's what he focused on. Bringing meaning to themes. Sure, the lyrics don't rhyme. Sure, it's all heavy rock, and I don't like heavy rock, but it's not for your enjoyment. It's not for listening to a song to listen to a song. It's listening to a song because it's attached to a character, and that's beautiful. So, in this, to wrap this little thing up, no games win this, because I like lyrics in my songs, so that takes away from Exerd, but also Strive failed to give me originality in the few songs that I actually put 2 and 2 together, connecting it to a character with. At least in Exerd, connecting it to Strive, because I only connected 2. But in those 2, they're the same song. So, yeah. No, neither of these get the point here. However, Strive's themes are amazing, and I don't listen to Exerd's themes. So, I guess this point should go to Strive. Okay, the next thing. Character change. Now, this is design-wise from from Exerd to Strive. Okay, looking at these rosters, I don't even think I need to have the Strive one up, because I play so much of that game. I don't know what my hours are. It's, I think, 150. Not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but in the games that I play, definitely a lot. So, character change, lack of. Between Exerd and Strive, so this will not be all the Exerd characters, because, of course, not all of them are in Strive. But let's go over the ones that, not all, but let's go over some. I would say let's go over the ones with the most change. Start off with Kai. Kai in Exerd has a ponytail and long hair. I don't like this, because he's a prince. He's supposed to be very honorable, and I don't know what it is, but long hair does not say honor to me, as in a prince. No. I like his short hair in Strive. Very nice. He's very more composed, and his hair doesn't get undone if he gets hit by a Johnny Super. Another one, May becomes a way more casual, and ditches the generic pirate outfit for the more general, and that will encompass this entire thing. I'm gonna stop this with this. Guilty Gear Strive, in a nutshell, the character changes are they become more casual. Now, usually in a fantasy setting, this would be a bad thing, but I actually very much prefer it, because they bring a certain style to casual. It's not casual as in t-shirt and jeans. No, it's casual as in like a trench coat. It's not really casual, but like it's casual, but italicized, which makes it more special. So yeah, I would say Strive's designs are amazing. That's where Strive really shines compared to X. Designs are amazingly done. Amazing difference between the two. Now, on the topic of characters, let's go with character choice. Now, getting a game that is the most recent compared to another, in most scenarios means, hey, we're gonna make a reason for you to buy this game over our last game. And in a fighting game, that would be characters. Now, up to this point, this is before Strive 2.0, we have, how many characters? I think it's like 28. I think it's like around 28. 28, I was right. Literally, I was dead on. 28. Minus the 2, which we have revealed, Robo-Kai and Jam. However, that brings up a thing. The character choice, or change, between Exerd and Guilty Gear are almost none. Because I think 75% of the Strive roster now is characters but in Exerd. Yeah, that's not too good. That would bring a lot of competition, and this is a comparison, which means that competition is very nice for me, but not nice for my rating. And usually in a competition, you would want to be the better one. In this scenario, Exerd wins, because, sure, yeah, a lot of characters carry over. They must work differently, right? Yes, they do for the most part. However, along with their designs being more casualized, their moves are too. For an example, Venom recently added to Strive. I didn't know this until I played Exerd, but I really liked him in Strive. I really liked him. I liked how he worked, because I like Pool. But he is so much cooler in Exerd, it is unbelievable. I thought that you know, a guy that just only playing Strive, I thought that, you know, I thought that there couldn't be much more. What could you do with a guy that plays pool? Black holes. Yeah, no, this guy just casually pulls out black holes in Exert, but then, ooh, no, now he's more casual in Strive. He just uses pool balls. He makes them appear out of nowhere, but there are no black holes to be seen, which sucks. And this guy is a zoner in Strive. He is also in Exert, but he's a zoner in Strive. His zoning in Strive is just throwing balls at you. That's it. That's a zoning. In Exert, he can teleport to the balls. He can do more than just have the balls there to attack. He can utilize the balls to his advantage, not just stay in the corner, make a wall of balls, and then make sure that the opponent doesn't approach. Give me black holes on the funny pool character. So yeah, and that's with a lot of characters in Strive. They are just their Exert counterparts, but toned down, which is not what I want in my funny, wacky, quirky fighting game. I want black holes. Not just pool balls, I want black holes. If that's an option, which it clearly is, I want black holes. What's another example? Oh yeah, a lack of change, which I also don't like. For example, Slayer. Slayer in Strive, very fun character. My friends hate him, I love him. He's annoying and I love it. He is the casual killer, as I like to call him. I played Slayer in Exert. I felt no difference at all whatsoever. Same moveset, same, for the most part, inputs, same things that you can do with those moves. But as I stated previously, Exert connects moves better than Strive. So, of course, I haven't played too much Slayer in Exert, but I'm gonna, of course, like the thing that I can do more with than the thing that I can't. Guilty Gear Strive, compared to Exert, is both too much change and no change at all. And it's really weird, and I don't know if I adore the game as much anymore now that I've played Guilty Gear Exert. It's just, if I wanted to see better things in Strive compared to Exert, and I wanted to see different things for better in Strive. But what I get now playing Exert is that Strive is both worse in what it changes, because it takes away the fun parts, and also it doesn't change enough. So it rolled really bad on both ends of that. So I think overall, if you're gonna get a Guilty Gear game, I don't know, you pick. Not my choice. I still like Strive, but I haven't played enough of Exert. That's gonna sum it up. There is no conclusion. I don't know if Exert is better than Strive. It has a lot of cooler things in a combat sense, but Strive is better in a design sense and a music sense. I will go and listen to the Guilty Gear OST now while playing Warframe.